Remember the good old days?
Which good old days?
Over the years, some of our favorite Mickey D's items have been relocated from the menu to the cutting room floor. So here to remind you of what you're missing are 15 canceled McDonald's items that people still talk about.
We can't just forget them.
McSpaghetti.
It's a spaghetti dinner.
But we don't make spaghetti.
The McSpaghetti was a menu item that people have not yet forgotten, despite the fact that it has been gone from McDonald's menus for quite some time. The Italian-inspired dish was added to the Golden Arches menus worldwide in the swingin' 70s. It was everything you could possibly want from spaghetti: pasta, marinara, meatballs, and cheese topping. What could go wrong? Well, for starters, the McSpaghetti took too long to prepare, taking the fast out of fast food.
Faster! Faster!
Next, McDonald's may be a corporate giant, but as far as Italian cuisine goes, they are not the experts, and it showed. The McSpaghetti was no match for authentic Italian restaurants who had the competitive advantage. Mickey D's canceled this menu item in 1980 everywhere but in Orlando, Florida, and the Philippines. McPhilly Cheesesteak.
Have you ever eaten a cheesesteak with a mustache?
Philadelphia is known for being home to Will Smith, Rocky, and its signature dish, the Philly cheesesteak. And so McDonald's, being the innovators they are, decided they were going to attempt to add this beloved item to the official McDonald's menu. But the universe actually had other plans in mind for the menu item, like discontinuation. While Mickey D's loyalists were super excited by the prospect of a dope McPhilly cheesesteak,
I want it now!
Unfortunately, expectations did not meet reality. The response was a public outcry of disappointment. Word is that the McDonald's version was nothing like the original sandwich you could find in Philadelphia. Like, nothing like it. It was supposedly pretty messy and costly as well. McDonald's heard the outcry and decided to retire it from the menu, never to be heard from again. Onion nuggets.
Never nuggets or no nuggets now?
We think maybe this one was simply ahead of its time. Imagine onion rings meet chicken nuggets. Yeah, we know. Pretty awesome, huh? In the late 1970s, McDonald's tried something that sounds like it should have succeeded, except it kind of fell short of the mission. Onion nuggets were introduced and they held so much promise. The onions were diced, breaded, and finally fried like a chicken McNugget would be. Mind completely blown.
That's crazy.
Turns out, at the testing stages, people didn't really like this product. And then, in real life, when it was released to the public, it still didn't do well. It was eventually discontinued in the 1980s. Like many other items on this list, even though the majority didn't necessarily appreciate onion nuggets when they were around, there are people still calling for their return to this day. McHot Dog.
A forgotten hot dog.
Turns out Mickey D's sold a lot of hot dogs in the early days of the company, but it became apparent that hamburgers were the real moneymakers. And so McDonald's, being the capitalistic geniuses they are, made a major pivot and ditched the dogs. They brought the hot dog back in the 1990s, though, and the McHot Dog was sold at select locations in places such as the Midwest, the UK, and Chile.
You're a VIP, right?
Fun fact, Ray Kroc himself banned hot dogs from appearing on the Mickey D's menu due to the mystery meat factor of hot dogs. Fair enough, Mr. Kroc. Word is that the McHot Dog is still available at McDonald's in Japan. Brownie Melts.
Brownie break!
Brownies are incredible under most circumstances, and McDonald's Brownie Melts were a whole production in their own right. Mickey D's brownies were actually pretty unique in flavor, too. Doused in hot chocolate with icing all over the top, people had strong opinions about the McDonald's Brownie Melt. Either they were all for it or totally against it.
I want to know which side you're on.
Those in the for column were simply obsessed. The critics who were against found the McDonald's version of the classic dessert to be both too messy and too sweet. Well, in the end, it didn't really matter what either side thought because McDonald's thought that it should be pulled from the menu. And that's exactly what happened in 2010 when the McDonald's Brownie Melt was officially discontinued. McLobster.
Oh, lobster, 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 you are delicious.
Meet the McLobster. That's right, Mickey D's had a seasonal lobster sandwich on their menu during the summertime. Actually, they still kinda do. You see, back in 1993, when this item was introduced, it held a lot of promise. A lobster roll served on a hot dog bun with special lobster sauce, the McLobster was selling for $6 when it first came out.
Reasonable.
People genuinely wanted to try the McLobster in the beginning, but by comparison, it did nowhere near as well as the Filet-O-Fish. Since the menu item had supply issues and didn't do that great sales-wise, it was discontinued from McDonald's menus, except in New England and Atlantic Canada, where you can still get yourself a McLobster to this day. That is, on a seasonal basis, of course. Cheesy bacon fries.
All right, Mickey, listen up. You want fries?
Meant to hold you over between meals, the cheesy bacon fries were just as incredible as they sound, and apparently just as messy. Traditional McDonald's French fries slathered in cheese with bits of bacon all over the place. What's not to like? Well, apparently the whole thing. It turns out people didn't really want a snack, and they preferred other menu items over the innovative fries.
Please give me something else.
While Wendy's has a version of these fries that do very well called the Baconator fries, even when McDonald's brought the cheesy bacon fries back to the menu, they still didn't work. Some things are worth leaving in the past when they don't work, and we think the cheesy bacon fries may just be one of those things. Chicken fajitas.
Wash out, hot plate.
That's right, once upon a time, McDonald's had chicken fajitas on their menu. Even though the chicken fajitas were released on the Mickey D's Dollar menu, they still weren't exactly a huge success. Despite being everything you could ever ask for and truly delicious, McDonald's had to retire this menu item due to poor sales. So what was in this Americanized version of this beloved Mexican dish?
No, I'm gonna guess.
Why, chicken, cheese, onions, and green and red bell peppers all wrapped in a delicious tortilla. You could even get a side of picante sauce upon request. We cannot stress this enough. They were supposedly truly delicious. A petition was started on change.org calling for the return of chicken fajitas to the US market, but alas, it was not successful. Orange High C.
What do you want from McDonald's?
Chicken nuggets, high C orange.
People like what they like. We're creatures of habit. And at McDonald's, a lot of people loved to wash down their hamburger with some Orange High C. People miss this drink so much that there are multiple online petitions just to bring it back. The public was so confused about the removal of the popular drink from the menu, it had people staring up at the sky and asking why.
Why?
Mickey D said that they would replace the beloved soda with Sprite Tropic Berry, but customers weren't satisfied with this solution. Many Golden Arches locations kept on selling Orange High C until the supply ran out. People even hunted down Orange High C in the stores that sold the product. What can we say? When you tell people they can't have something, sometimes they have trouble accepting change. McDLT.
What do you want, Michael?
A McDLT?
This assembly-required burger came in custom styrofoam boxes that were not exactly environmentally friendly. The thing about the McDLT was it was advertised as having different compartments, one side for the hot contents of the burger, the other side for the cold contents. You were supposed to put it together and then enjoy, but apparently this was too much work for the general public.
Too difficult.
On top of the effort required before even biting into the McDLT, the styrofoam boxes were a no-go from the start. And so McDonald's made the call and discontinued the sandwich in 1991. Environmentalists rejoiced, and McDonald's customers everywhere went back to enjoying pre-made and pre-packaged burgers from the Golden Arches. Fish McBites.
Nobody likes them.
You would think that after 10 years of not adding anything new to the Happy Meal menu, McDonald's would have hit it out of the park with this one, but alas, they fell short. Despite a silly commercial of a single fish McBite doing its thing dancing next to a boombox, this one was retired from the Golden Arches menu. Added as a seasonal item, McDonald's released these bite-sized pieces of fried fish to tepid results.
Oh, fish, oh, fish, oh, fish, oh, fish, oh, fish!
The Fish McBites were eventually pulled from the menu because they weren't exactly making a splash. See what we did there? McDonald's made the mistake of marketing the Fish McBites to children. And, well, kids aren't exactly begging for fish, if you know what we're saying. At least not most kids. So, in other words, this one was a fail. McDonald's recognized it as such, and the menu item was discontinued accordingly. McSalad Shakers.
Salad? How do you make a salad?
McDonald's ventured into the world of salads sometime around the new millennium. However, the salads didn't exactly carry forward into the 2000s as successfully as the company may have anticipated. The McSalad Shaker commercial made it look like you were playing Bop It or getting down in the club as you shook your salad. Mickey D's was going hard with promoting the active lifestyle through the salad, down to getting active with the mixing of the dressing.
This is me being healthy.
The McSalad Shakers dance could be done with any 3 of the salad choices. People enjoyed the convenient nature of everything from the transportable vertical container to the shaking method itself. But within a few years, the McSalad Shakers were removed from the McDonald's menu. McLean Deluxe.
It is so deluxe!
The health-conscious nutrition wave of the 1990s was a thorn in McDonald's side. So what did the Golden Arches do to appease the public? Well, they introduced the McLean Deluxe. This sandwich was supposed to be the healthy alternative to other items available on the menu, like pretty much all of them. Said to have 91% less fat than your average McDonald's burger, the McLean Deluxe was supposed to capture the attention of the health-conscious crowd.
Look at me. Look at me.
Well, unfortunately, the McLean Deluxe proved to be less than a rousing success. Despite the healthy seaweed in the burger that made it less fatty and even leaner, it would appear as though using beef flavors to enhance the taste just wouldn't do the trick. And so, after 1 year on the menu, the McLean ghosted us all and retired from Mickey D's, never to be seen or heard from again. Hula Burger.
This is not a monkey. It's got a hula skirt and a blue nose.
People may still be talking about the Hula Burger from McDonald's, but we're pretty sure it's not because they actually miss this simple yet exotic Mickey D's blast from the past. Chances are it's most likely because of how random this menu item truly was. This burger was simply a slice of grilled pineapple with some cheese on a bun. Back in the day, McDonald's was experimenting with how they could accommodate their Catholic customers who did not consume meat on Fridays.
Not today.
The sandwich was meant to go up against the filet of fish, but the Hula Burger ended up coming up short. McDonald's scrapped the Hula Burger from the menu pretty quick, but not so quick that people would forget about its existence. To this day, the Hula Burger can still come up in conversation, but we cannot guarantee the tone will be exactly complimentary. McRib.
I'd like to go home.
And I'd like the McRib to be available year-round!
To this day, people are still talking about the McRib, and that's probably because McDonald's periodically brings it back to tantalize the public and then removes it from our clutches once again. This process is placed on repeat, and for those who love the barbecue-flavored pork sandwich, the McRib can't return soon enough. The thing is, sales declined after the McRib's early 1980s release, and so by 1985, it was pulled from the menu. But people weren't happy about this decision at all.
I'm upset!
And the company listened. So in 1989, the McRib came back to McDonald's menus as a promotional item and then played peekaboo with customers jumping on and off the menu until 2005. However, sightings of the McRib are rarer these days, so if you spot one on the menu, you better order it quickly before it's gone. We've got more. Just tap or click for another great video, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell.